I finally got it to work. Awesome. Okay.
Okay, there you are.
I have had weird things with my internet, like weird websites. Some go down and some don't. And I don't even know why. Like my husband's computer's doing it. So I don't know if it's a house internet thing or not, but.
I was going to ask you on that thread, is there supposed to be a group that you're adding us into as well?
Well, I was going to ask you guys today if you wanted that. Like if you wanted to have a separate group thread where we just have it, or if you want me to still put it in the other one.
What is it? What is a separate group thread?
Well, just to like talk about the systems and to like really what we're working on. I figured the other people aren't really paying attention to the thread. So to make a separate thread might just be one more thread. So if you guys are okay, I'll just keep putting it in there and knowing that you guys are the ones that are showing up and doing it. But if you would like something separate, I can do something separate. Because I feel like I love everybody on my team and I want to help everybody, but I want to put 80% of my time with the people that are like wanting to work and wanting to move forward, and still love the other people and still help them when they need it. Put all of my time with you guys that are willing to put in the time yourself. So so now I'll just keep putting it in that thread for now, and if we get a lot of people who are like, what's this, or da da da, then I'll start another one. But I don't want to have one more thread for you guys to like check and like, oh, which thread do I answer on? Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right in. Today, the first systems we're gonna talk about is IPA challenges, because really that is the number one thing that if everybody does and duplicates, it can get everyone going. And then we'll talk about like follow-ups and onboarding and all of those other systems to like help getting people going. And what I've done is I've created like a page document for all of our systems. So after we talk about it, like I will send you guys the document. Oh, here, let's see. Let me mute. So I will send you guys the documents, and then like you'll have it. So if you want to take notes while we're talking, that's great. You know, you can jot things down, but I've got all the details on like the IPA stuff for you. And that way you guys can have your systems folder on your phone in your notes. And as we go and we learn these systems and you have new people, you can be like, okay, first thing, IPA challenges, boom. And you can copy them this, and we're going to make it so that it's duplicatable for everybody and it's easy. And we're going to be like, okay, when you're onboarding somebody, boom, here's the paper. It's going to have checkpoints of like what they need to do. Okay. So that we make it like super simple. And I remember years ago when I started, we called it like Journey 101, and it was for a full month. And we did those, remember those, Katie? And we did all those Journey 101s, and it was like you had your things at the first of the week and you did it throughout the week and stuff like that. So I'm excited for this. And I know it's just going to like shoot us up. So, okay. So IPA challenge, okay, income producing activities. And we're going to do these with Ohana. Emily, Imagine has combined. So it's Emily, Brooke, both of their teams are combining everything now and just making it really simple, really easy, so that we are working smarter, not harder. So we are going to be doing these 2 times a month. Okay, so on the other 2 weeks, we're going to have the 3-day blitzes so that you are always working during your IPA challenge to get them into some kind of event. And probably most of them will be 3-day blitzes because they're coming out with a new 3-day, it's like a blitz trial pack. And I think it's supposed to be available on the 11th. And it's going to have like 3 days of slim, 3 days of metaburn, 3 days of lean, and 3 days of, I can't remember the other one if it was block or not. So, so that it's like a pack that they can try more than just the slim. And it's only going to be $20 for all of that on the sampling link. And then they can purchase it. So it's like, hey, do you want to join this 3-day blitz? It's $20 and you're going to get 3 days of like 4 different products. I mean, the lean alone is like probably worth $20. This, you know, the slim usually costs like 12. So they are getting like a really good deal for this sample pack. And then with it, it's going to come with like day 1, and they open it up and it has their samples in there for day 1 and has all the information on all the different products. And then there'll be another thing that's like, here's your day 2, and you'll open it up and stuff. So it coincides with the 3-day blitzes. And so it's really awesome. So I'm assuming they're going to stick with 3-day blitzes because of that. Now, I know some of you, we've talked about doing things on those other weeks, like having a Facebook event or Zoom or whatever. And so I would like to get together and plan something on our other 2 weeks so that you guys have something every single week that you're putting people into. There's a girl on, it's Emily's team, it's Ashlyn, the girl from Australia. Well, she has like family connections to Australia. She has a girl in Australia that like I've connected with, and she can do English and Spanish. So if you guys have like Spanish people, she's like, oh, did you want the events in Spanish? I'm like, not yet, but yes, I do, you know? And so we're going to try to like, we've connected on a messenger. I think I added Christy to it to like, try to like get some things going and stuff. And then I have another one with Shay Hansen. I don't know if you guys know that we did those once like a month or 2 ago, and we kind of did those to maybe get them involved. And then everybody's team just kind of takes turn on those off weeks. So we'll probably have a turn every now and again, and somebody can volunteer to, whether we do just like a 1-day Facebook event for like an hour or something like that, there would be something on every single week. Okay. So when you're doing these IPA challenges, we're going to have them 2 times a month. And this is what's going to grow and build your mindset. Okay. Because we all know, like, you can do the work all day long, but if the mindset's not there, like, the work is just empty work because your heart's not in it. And when your heart's not in it, people can tell, and they're just like they don't believe in what you say because they can tell that your belief's not there. Okay. So, the IPA challenges is always going to work towards leading people to something. And that something can be, whether it's a sample, whether it's to watch a video, whether it's to enroll an event, or whether it's to make an order. So sometimes you don't even need to put them in the 3-day challenge. If they're like, hey, I'm really interested, you just want to go, hey, this would be easier to talk on the phone than text. Can like, we just chat for 10 minutes and you just like talk to them on the phone. And sometimes you'll get people that will just sign up right there, and you don't need to worry about like, oh, let me get you a 3-day challenge first and then decide. No, sign them up and then say, okay, I'm going to put you in the 3-day blitz. So now you can learn about the products. And so whether or not somebody's in a 3-day blitz before they sign up, I always then put them in one after they sign up, because then they can learn about the products. Okay. There's 4 things that lead to success. 1 is belief in your mindset. 2 is belief in your products. 3 is belief in network marketing. And 4 is belief in yourself. Okay. And each IPA is going to cover all these 4 subjects, but sometimes you might have one that focuses more on the other. Like we've done some that are like, okay, this is a mindset one. Okay, this is product heavy, you know, but all of them are going to cover all of those different things. Okay. There's also 4 things that you must do while participating in an IPA challenge to make it successful. Okay. So the first one is your belief in your mindset. There's a lot of people, and I'm in this too, that like, I go into the IPA challenge. The first day I'm really, really good. But in my mindset, I'm like, oh, I'm just too busy to go back and comment, or I'm too busy to like do my screenshots, because we used to do the screenshots and put it back in there. And so like I do the stuff, but I would never follow through with like posting and like going back and saying, hey, I did it. Hey, I did it. When really participating in it is doing everything. It's doing all of the things in it and then going back to the group and commenting and say you did it and participated, because we all know that like when you do that and you see all the people that are like, oh my gosh, I did it today. This is the message I used. Oh my gosh, I did it. I had somebody that finally said yes to a 3-day blitz. Like it excites you and it gets your belief going and it gets your mindset going, because you're like, oh my gosh, other people struggle the way I struggle, or other people are having success. And if they can do it, I can do it too. Like there's so much in mindset of just deciding, if they can do it, I can do it too. Like I remember thinking that about Brooke when I very, very, very first started. I watched her video on like Facebook posting and how to post on Facebook. And I was clueless. I didn't know how to copy and paste. I didn't know how to like save a picture. I didn't know how to do anything except for like hit share, you know? And she was like, you know, I don't do it to be braggy, but like I'm a Ruby ambassador. And that shocks me because I didn't think I could get 400 people, you know? And she's like, if I can do this, anybody could do this. And that's when I went, oh my gosh, she's right. If she can do it, I can do it too. And that's when I first had my belief of like, I have to do this. Like I have to share it with people. People are out there. People need it. And so it was that simple video that she made on Facebook posting that got me to do the business. And so when you're going back in there and you're commenting on those IPA challenges and you're like sharing what message worked good today, and like I even like tweaked the message in the IPA challenge, but it was still similar. And then like I shared it because I'm like, oh, this is, I changed it a little bit and like, this is what I did. That it gets other people getting great ideas. It gets other people knowing they can do it too. And you all know that like the end of the month when you have that like, oh my gosh, we're all working towards this goal and we're all like, and you sign this person up and everything, it builds the fire. So if you're in that IPA challenge and people are commenting and going, oh my gosh, I did this, it's so successful. And like, oh yeah, Vicki, you did awesome. Oh yeah, Abigail, oh, you got one person and we all cheered you on. Like that's going to build your mindset and build your belief as well. Okay. So participate 100% in the challenge, comment on the posts, cheer on others to succeed. So on the other weeks, if you guys get to a point where you've got a few people that are underneath you, on those off weeks, like we could do a team IPA challenge, we could do power hours. Power hours are huge. The power hours, I don't know if you guys have been hopping on the last couple weeks. Like the ones the Jewels and Diamonds are doing with us are amazing. I have been able to hop on to like 1 or 2 each week. And some weeks I can't and some weeks I can. And oh my gosh, because basically you do your IPA in that hour, but they're like, okay, set the timer for 5 minutes. You're going to take this message and you're going to reach out to the people that you need in the 3-day challenge. Okay, you're going to take 5 minutes and you're going to use this message, and they're putting messages in there and you're just like, hey, what do I say for this? And they're like, boom, 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 here's messages. Okay, everybody stop that right now. Now for the next 10 minutes, you're going to do this. And for the next 5 minutes, and then you're going to send this message and you're going to think of these 5 people. And so you just come with your lists. And then as they give you these tasks, you're like, okay, today I'm hitting up the people that I want to send a video to. Today, I'm just hitting up the people I need to thank and have nothing to do with Plexus, you know? And they're helping you accomplish all that IPA stuff, like in that power hour, but because you are learning from the Jewels and the Diamonds that have been through the trenches and are like, okay, when it sucks, this is what you do. Okay, when your mindset's down, this is what you do. Okay, and then you get back up and then you do it again. And it is like, so powerful. And so even if you don't have a chance to hop on the live, which I do recommend, because then you are talking to them, you are asking them, like watch the replays, because Ohana is very unique. Like I have a friend on another team that has never ever met her upline. She's never met a diamond in her upline. Her upline's like 2 levels. Like she's the Diamonds level 2. She's like maybe every couple of months, like they might do a team meeting or a convention. They try to get together once a year. And I'm like, we have an amazing team that we have a double diamond that gives us the time of day, that we are all like, me and Chrissy are her level 2. You guys are her level 4, you know, that will answer any message you give her. Then we have Emily that's a diamond. Then we have Christy that's a diamond. And then we have like 5 or 6 emeralds, and, you know, and like they all pour into us every single day. They're doing the power hours for us. Like we have the top people in the company. Ohana has been the fastest growing team in all of Plexus for like the last 2 years. Brooke has been the fastest business builder almost consistently every single month while she ranked to her double diamond. Like literally you have the top of the company working for you guys. So the stuff that Plexus comes out with is usually the stuff that like Brooke and Emily and those guys are like providing for Plexus. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. 3 plus me. Like, okay, let's turn it into like a pamphlet that the company puts out. You know, like I can guarantee they have says in so much of the stuff, because like even Christy Jex the other day, she's like, yeah, I'm on the incentive like committee, you know? And so she's like, yeah, I'm working on the incentives that you get every month, you know? Like all these people that are working with the company are the ones training you guys. So those power hours are amazing. So if you guys want, we could even do like some simple contests on the off weeks or whatever, like whatever it is. Like we've done them in the past and it's been a while that I'm like, okay, for every ambassador, you get a t-shirt, you know, 2 ambassadors, a sweatshirt, whatever. Like we can do those contests on those off weeks. We can just have shoot in videos, like whatever you guys want to keep you going, because really there's a lot of people that need that IPA challenge to keep you going. Like you kind of like, you do it and you're like, woohoo. And then the next week's a 3-day challenge. And then you kind of like drop off for a few days. And then you're like, oh wait, an IPA challenge. Okay, we got to get back on it. So that's why we're doing those 2 times a month. Okay. And then you want to get your 3 asks in every day. Like that's our new thing, is like just reach out to 3 people every day. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, so what is the 3 asks? I hopped on to one IPA and I'm like, what do you mean by 3 asks? Like asks to try the products, or because I'm just barely getting back into like the whole building relationships thing. And so I feel weird almost.
Basically, like a lot of us spend too much time in relationship building. Like even if you met them yesterday, it's okay to reach out, you know, and sometimes you feel like you need that. Like sometimes you're like, ooh, too soon, and that's okay. But sometimes we spend ourselves in this relationship building forever. So the 3 asks is kind of something new we started, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. That is, it's what they're doing in Canada. So in Canada, they're doing this pilot program that they're asking every new ambassador to just reach out to 3 new people each day. And that's it for this pilot program. And so 3 people that you're asking to either try a sample, watch a video, something with Plexus, okay? So it's something Plexus. So it's not just your relationship building, but it's like to reach out and go, hey, you know, here's do you want, you know, a sample? Like, would you watch a video on gut health? You know, whatever it is. And that after 45 days, the people in Canada started reaping the benefits, because we all know that you're planting seeds, you know, you're doing some touches, you're reaching out, you're starting conversations, you know. And so Brooke gave an example. She was like, okay, I met 20 new people at this retreat she did a couple weeks ago. That was one of her like leadership retreats she went to. And she goes, 20 new people on my list when I came back. And she goes, and I had built relationships and friended them and started some conversations. And she goes, and I kind of felt like, oh, maybe I should wait and like build relationships longer. And she goes, I decided just to reach out and ask them all if they wanted to try a sample, watch a video, you know, interested in learning these products. And she goes, I think she said she had like 6 that said yes and the rest said no. And she was like, so instead of wasting 2 more months trying to like build relationships with all 20 of those people, she goes, I just got down to business and asked the 6, you know. She goes, now I know that those 6 are ones that probably would have said yes in 2 months, and the other ones probably would have said no. So I just went ahead and now I'm working with my 6, you know. And so that's what it is. Like you're just reaching out to 3 people every day, and just, you know, just 3. And then you're going the next day, 3 new people that you're asking something Plexus wise. And then you're still doing your follow-ups, you're still doing your other things. But that's the 3 asks, is that even Jessica Wagner, she's an Emerald, and she had not signed anybody up since May. And she's like, I'd kind of just gotten into like a rut of just like running my team, and she was still ranking up because she has a good team. And she goes, I realized I wasn't reaching out anymore, because you kind of just get in that comfortable, like you're building it and you just kind of talk to people here and there. And you're like, I'm still working it. I'm still talking to people, but you're not being intentional in your purpose. So she's like, I've been starting the 3 asks. And after a week or 2, she's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the momentum I've got going again, and the people I am talking to again. So that's your 3 asks. So, so you can set your goals for the week, you know, you can have your 3 asks and then work towards getting closer to your goal. Okay. So that is, you know, the belief in the mindset. Okay. The consistency in posting. Okay. Consistent posting, the right type of content, not just posting anything. And you want 3 touches a day. And they talk about that in the IPA challenge that we're doing right now. Like 3 touches a day, it can be any way. It could be 3 posts on Facebook. It could be 3 posts on Instagram. It could be 1 on Facebook, 1 on Instagram, 1 on your stories, 1 on LinkedIn, like 1 on Twitter. However you guys are out there, you just want to have 3 touches a day. So if you have like 1 on Facebook, 1 in your story, you know, and then later on in the day, you add something else in your story, that's 3 touches. And that's mixed in with your regular posts and your family posts and all those kinds of things. So even in your story, you could have like a little Plexus post, 5 or 6 more things, another little Plexus post, 5 or 6, and another one, and that's your 3 touches. So if you're like, oh, I'm more of a story girl now, just do 3 touches in your story throughout the day. Like, oh, starting my morning off great, and it's a picture of you with your pink drink. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a Plexus post, okay? So you want your 3 touches a day. People are watching and they see if you start and stop all the time. They see if you're consistent and have the full benefit and belief in what you do. Most people who are on the IPA challenge are just new, and like a lot of them just need help knowing what to post. Like a lot of your new people, like I remember I just didn't know what to post. Like when people are like post it, and I'm like, I just don't know what that means. Like I don't know how to write the words. I don't know how to take a picture of me with a pink drink. Most people who start sharing don't want to take selfies if weight's something they want to lose, you know, or something like that. So it's like, we'll take a picture of your drink out here, you know, or something like that. So it's helping your new people, give them sample messages. And that in the IPA, we always have the sample messages. So you can teach them, there are always sample messages. You take that message and you just tweak it to make your own so that you're not copy and pasting word for word. But if that's all you can do, that's what you can do. You can start that way, and then as you go, then you get more comfortable, and then you can tweak it and make it your own, okay? That Facebook video that I was talking about is actually still on Ohana, and I actually saw today that somebody had tagged somebody, so it had popped back up to the top of the thread. So if you haven't ever watched that, or it's been a long time, you can go watch that again. Most of it, 90% of it's probably still relevant. I'm sure a few things in there are like the algorithms have changed or whatever, but posting on Facebook, most of it is pretty consistent. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then you're going to teach your teams to use the content in the IPA challenge and help make it their own, okay? Number 3, reaching out, okay? And this is kind of jumps to back to what we were talking about with Katie. So some people show up to everything. They show up to all the calls, they show up to all the team meetings, they show up to all the 3-day challenges, but they're not continually reaching out. So even though they're actively doing their business, they're not ever like progressing forward and moving forward. And so, there we go. So, and so if you are constantly reaching out and you're actively working your business, then you'll actively continually have people you're working with. You're going to get those 3 asks, okay? And if you do those 3 asks, it takes a while. Like if you look at what you're doing and you go, okay, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm like reaching out, I'm doing all these things. Well, either there's something that we need to tweak because it's not quite right, or you're in that gestation period because there is that planting the seed and waiting for the seed to like reap the benefits. So if you're like, I started my 3 asks and it's only been 3 weeks. Well, you know what? Keep doing it for 45, 60 days. And then you're going to start seeing those people that, you know, are going to come around and be like, oh, you asked me. Okay, I'm ready. Like I had somebody was yesterday for all of the deals last week. And she's like, I'm ready now. And I'm like, okay, let me help you get that deal that ended last week, you know? And I was like, you can't get the free CBD oil, but we can sign you up and get you a welcome pack, and, you know, but it took her a while, you know? And so you just keep asking, and eventually, and for me, even 3.5 years later, it's the people I don't think would ever do it are the ones that reach out. And the ones that I think this is a no-brainer for them. Like they have poor health, they need extra income, they would love the products, I would love to travel with them, like never jump on board. But the ones that are like totally out of the blue and they're like, hey, I've been watching you for 3.5 years and like I want to know about this pink drink. Like I had a girl that, because I tagged my husband in some of my posts, she went on a mission with my husband and sees his stuff, and we weren't friends, and she reached out to me and she's like, I don't know why I always see your posts, and I know because I tag my husband in them, so it shows up in his feed. And she's like, but I've been watching you for a long time and I want to know about this. And she signed up as an ambassador. So, and she's in some other state I don't even know. And so, you know, so there are people that are watching, and I don't tag my husband in all my posts, but if it's like our family, it's helped me so much. Like every now and again I tag him in it, and like then his people are also seeing my posts as well. And it's good to even tag, like if you have an event, like I did a picture the other day and Christy was in it, like I had a bunch of us that were running and I used that fun picture, but it was a Plexus post. And so I tagged my fun friends in it, and then their people see that, you know, and Patty was like, oh, no, I remember that. That was so fun. That was such a fun day, you know, because I use other pictures to like, oh, this is my group of friends, you know, kind of a thing. So, you know, that's a good way to reach out because you're hitting more people, okay? When you actively reach out, people will see your commitment and they'll feel your energy and they'll want what you have. Like some people can't pinpoint it is, but you know those people that you'll look at them and you're like, they got it together, or they're always dressed good, or their hair's always good. And you're just like, I want to be like them, you know, or those people that are always out serving or sharing the gospel or whatever it is, or in Plexus, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to be a Beverly Aston, you know, like you just look at them and you're like, I want to be like them. They have this sense about them. Like people will feel that with you when your belief is there and your commitment's there. They'll see what you have and they'll want what you have, and they won't be able to pinpoint it. They won't be like, it's the products or it's the business or it's the mindset, but they'll just be like, I want to be like them. And they'll watch you for a while, and then they'll go, okay, I'm ready to jump on board. And they'll probably message you and go, what is it about your pink drink? I need to lose 5 pounds. But really, they want what you have, you know? And that's just their way of getting in. Like, I remember when I reached out to Lee, and I said, okay, what's this pink drink? And she's like, what do you have? And I'm like, I don't have any health issues. I'm totally fine. I'm just curious, you know? And I was a mess. And even when and then I never responded to any of her because she was like, oh, you'd love the triplex. And like, she sent stuff on the triplex, and I didn't respond to anything. And I just kind of watched her. And then on my own for 4 months, like looked up all the ingredients, looked up Plexus, read everything online, did all that stuff. And then one day they posted there was a 15% off sale, because back then they never did any free incentives. They never did free memberships. They never did sales. Like once a year you'd get like 10% off or 50% off. And I remember at like 9 p.m. that night going, hey, what's the code? I want to sign up. I need my 15% off. And she had no idea. And she like was in Hawaii, a different time zone. And I remember 3 times that day, I'm like, hey, what's the code? Hey, what's the code? What's the code? And she sent me the code, and I signed up, you know, and she probably was like, there's no way, right? Like she never reached out to me about the business or anything. She had barely started. She didn't do anything, but I still watched Brooke, and she put me in Ohana. No, never asked me if I wanted to do the business, not even checking in with me, anything. But I secretly watched every post that Brooke put on there and every video that Brooke put on there. And it was that Facebook post that was like, I've got to share this, you know? And so you just never know. So don't decide ahead of time who's going to do the business, you know? And even if they say no, okay, I'm still going to add you to our HANA group, because you can learn a lot about the products. And if you're not interested in the business, just skip those posts. Like it doesn't hurt to ask them. I've only had 1 or 2 people that are like, no, please don't add me because I don't like going on Facebook and I don't want to be in any groups, you know? But 99% of the time they're like, sure, okay. And whether they go ever on there or not, like I had a girl that I added to a 3-day challenge a couple challenges ago, and she never did anything. And then all of a sudden the challenge, like last week, she hopped in and started commenting. And I was like, where'd she come from? Like she came out of the woodwork, because all of a sudden, like it came up in her notification, and then she like decided to start reading it. And I don't know if she read one, and then she's like, oh, I got to come back. So by the end of the challenge, she was actively participating and earned her 60 points, you know? And so I was like, wow, like it's a good thing. You put them in those challenges and you just leave them in there, because maybe one day they'll pop back up, you know? Okay. Let's see. Oh, and then check in with your people, you know, like I've been tagging you guys, like, how was your IPA challenge today? You know, what was the success? I did this today. So comment and then check in with people that you have on there. Okay. And then the 4th thing is fortune is in the follow-up. Tell how you followed up and what your results are. You know, say, I got 5 no's, but I got 1 yes, because we need to know that that's normal. And so if we're telling people our successes and our struggles, then we're not going to feel bad, because we're going to be like, oh, Brooke got 20 no's before she got a yes. She just didn't stop till she got the 1 yes. Like we all know, like, you know, go for the no, because eventually you're going to get the yes because you went for the no's. So tell people your successes, you know, tell people, your failures. Like, oh, it took me, well, it's not a failure. I always think that a failure is just learning, you know, so you never fail. You just continually learn, you know? So most of the time people just aren't ready. Like, you know, they need it, but they're not ready. And until they're ready, like I tell people, I go, even if you order these products and I put them on your counter, if you're not going to put them in your mouth, it's not going to help you. So don't buy it unless you're ready to commit. If you're not ready to commit 4 to 6 months, you just want to try for 30 days, save your money till you're ready to commit to 4 to 6 months, because 30 days, you're not going to see the results and you're going to quit. Because if you can't even commit to more than 30 days, then you're not going to, you know, be successful. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, she kind of told me no. She kind of like took it away, you know, And then they're like, no. Oh, okay, I'll put in a subscription. Okay, I'll do it, you know, and then they're willing to be committed because they know you're not just in it for the sale. You know, that's okay. I just need the sale by the 30 days. I don't care if you quit. No, that's not what I want. I want people who are going to like stay on it and be committed for their health. Okay. If we can't get people to be consistent for 4 days in an IPA challenge, then we do have a problem, because then we need to go back and look at like, okay, is their mindset not there? Is the belief in their products not there? Is the belief in network marketing? That hangs up a lot of people. They're like, I love your products, but I don't want anything to do with network marketing. And I'm like, great, be a customer then. Just be a customer and love the products, you know. Network marketing, my life magnified. Like, it is the most greatest thing ever. I have owned the physical buildings. I have had the physical storefronts. I've spent the hundreds of thousands of dollars opening my salon and buying dry cleaners. Network marketing is the most amazing thing on the face of the planet, where you can spend $40 and have the potential to make $500,000 a year. Like it is amazing, because you can put in as much time as you want. And even if you put in a lot of time, you still have the time freedom to do it when you want. When we owned our dry cleaners and the dry cleaner machine went out, I had to haul all my kids to the dry cleaners because we had to run it 24 hours a day in order to press the amount of shirts that we had when one of the machines went down. So at 4 a.m, my kids are laying on the ground and I'm pressing shirts because the employees left at 9, you know? And it's one of those things, like, that's what I did to keep my business running. And I'm like, I can stay at home. I could be here with my nephew, and he like is working on his little computer right here doing preschool, and I can be doing my business. Like, that is the most amazing thing ever, that you can provide for people that can stay home with their kids, that can do it. Janelle Matheson, I don't know if you guys know her, like, she's a school teacher, and she's like, I do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes on my lunch break, and 30 minutes at dinner. And she's like, I love teaching, but I want to retire. And she's like, my goal is to retire, you know? And then you have Phyllis, who's a nurse, and Barbie's a nurse. And they're like, I just do it around my work schedule because Barbie's like, well, it was Phyllis last night. She's like, I'm done missing holidays. I'm done missing all the holidays, like working every Christmas, working every New Year's. And she's like, this is going to get me home. Like network marketing allows people to work from their home wherever they're at. If they have another job, they can do it on the side. So if they don't want to be diamond, great, but you can help them get their products paid for, you know, and just, it is a great thing. And so if you struggle with that MLM, you know, mindset, work on that, because people will be able to tell that you'll be like, I know they're expensive. I know it's MLM, but you know, the products are great. They're not going to believe you. They're not going to jump on board. They're going to be like, okay, they'll buy it and they'll quit after 30 days because they didn't have the belief themselves. Okay. If you start daily with these habits, it'll seem like it's hard, but you can overcome it. And when you overcome it, then it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, then it becomes easy. So these IPA challenges in the beginning might be like, okay, I got to go do my IPA challenge. I got to do my IPA challenge. But if you make that commitment, then some days it's like, okay, at 11 o'clock at night, you're like, crap, I got to get my 2 posts in. I got to get my 3 asks in, and, you know, and you got to get it done. But because you did it and you made the commitment to do it, then the next time you're going to go, okay, I got to get that in before 11 o'clock. And you're going to make priorities. And like today was day 3. I was up early and I got mine done before 9 a.m. Yesterday, it was like 10 p.m., you know, like whatever it is. But because I had that mindset of like, no matter what, I'm going to do it every day, then I'm getting it done, and I'm getting it done quicker, and I'm fitting it into the nooks and crannies because it's on my mind more. Where most of the time at the end of the day, I'm like, oh crap, I got to go do that because I made that commitment. Where then today it was like on my mind. And so first thing this morning, I got the kids off and I'm like, oh, I got like a few minutes. I'm going to run up and do that IPA challenge real quick. And so it becomes habit, and then it becomes easier. And I don't know if you guys have ever gotten to a point where like you're messaging people and you're like kind of on fire. And so you're like, I'm going to keep messaging people because you've built up that momentum and that fire, and you're so excited, and you're almost excited to hear the responses. And you're like, send me the no's, like send me that, like I dare you, like, you know, because I've gone to this place where somebody tells me no, like I've got a space for an ambassador. And if somebody says no, I'm not crushed because I'm just opening that up for somebody else to come. So if it wasn't right for them and they left, well, it's still an open spot, and God's going to help fill that up with somebody else. And I truly believe that. Like, I truly believe that like God sent Plexus into my life when I needed it the most, and I thought it was for my health. And but it was for me to become the person that I need to be to like do God's work. And I fully believe that like sharing Plexus is God's work, because if you're full of disease and sickness, you have a hard time thriving in life. And when you have a hard time thriving in life, you're not as spiritual. You don't pray, you don't think, you don't serve. And yeah, you still pray, but you're not on that higher level. And when you clean out your body and you heal your body, you open up your heart and mind, and you can be more involved in intuition. You have the health to go out and serve other people. Like, you're not just surviving in the day, you're thriving. And when you're thriving, you're going out and you're doing good, which means you are helping people come unto Christ, because you're helping them live a fuller life. And when they feel better, they can go out and share the gospel as well. And I truly believe that like, this is part of God's plan, is for me to like help people with their health. And that's my way of sharing the gospel, because I get to know people, and I have people on their teams and people that I meet that are non-members. Like, I share my religion with them. I share my religion with the people I'm sharing rooms with at these retreats and at convention. And that's a way that I'm being a missionary, and I'm doing that through health. Like, this is my tool to be a missionary for people. And so to me, like, I'm going to like go to God, and I'm going to go, okay. And I think sometimes we use prayer as a last resort. It's like, okay, Heavenly Father, I really wanted this goal and I'm not making it, so please help me get this goal. Instead of going, okay, God's the most powerful thing in the universe. Why don't I go to him first? And if I go to God, he wants me to make a decision. So I can go to God and I can go, okay, God, like, I want to be an Emerald ambassador. Please let me know if I am on the right path. And usually you'll get an answer of like in your prayer, okay, I'm on the right path. If you don't, and it's positive and it's helping people and it causes joy in your life, well, then start on that path. And if it's not the right path, then God's going to come in and direct you to the right path. But if it's bringing joy and it's helpful, then just start doing it and just be like, hey, God, like, I've gone back and I'm like, hey, Heavenly Father, like, I need this goal, and you know my life. You know how many people are living in my house. You know how many commitments I'm doing, and I still need this. So I need you to help me, and I need you to help me to have it be fun, and I need you to help me work smarter, not harder, and I need it to be easy, and I need it to fit into my schedule. And you know what? I have found so much more time for Plexus in my life, and it's enjoyable again. I don't feel like I'm doing this check, check, check. I've been really working on like my feminine energy and like having this like creative flow instead of my masculine that's always just like check the box, check the box, check the box, because that's what I was doing. I was reaching out to people, but I was just checking the box. So the passion and the belief was not there. And I had kind of like lost that. And it's kind of like, well, I said I'd never give up, so I'm still going to do it, but I wasn't doing it the right way. And now I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the right way, because that's when I'm truly going to bring people under Christ, is when I do it the right way. Because then if they're not ready and they say no, I've built that Christ-like relationship with them, and I can keep it, and it doesn't matter, and I can move forward, and I don't do that. Oh, they said no, am I afraid to ever message him again? Like, doesn't matter. Must not be the right time. I sent a message to somebody and I'm like, hey, you stopped ordering, means you've quit, or you're not being consistent and you got a whole bunch of products sitting on your counter. Like I'm here for you if it's the right time. If it's not, no worry. Like, I totally just like poured out my heart of like, I'm here to help you. I love you, and I'm here to help you. And that's what it came out as. And so all I felt was love for her, whether or not she really did quit or just is inconsistent. It doesn't matter, because she knows I'm here to help her. Okay. Let's see. Who do you invite to the IPA challenge? Invite everybody you sign up. We already talked about that before. Like, you don't know if they're ready to share. Okay. So never decide for someone else if they want to do the business or not. Never prejudge. Invite everyone, even if they have no desire to do the business. You can say, hey, Sally, would you like to participate in our IPA challenge? I invite all new ambassadors to do one. It would be really good for you to learn about the products you're taking. You're going to feel so good on your products, and you will want to know how to feel comfortable talking about the products when other people ask about them, because they're going to notice you're feeling better, and then they're going to ask about what you're doing. And that is so true. Like, most people, like, I don't want to do the business. And you're like, great. But we always talk about products in every IPA challenge. So every post is going to help you learn about a different product. So would you like to just do it and learn about the products? And that way, when somebody says, hey, what's that pink drink you take every day? Then you'll at least know what to say. And if the business doesn't interest you, that's great. Do you want to just participate anyway and learn about the products, you know? I know you're really not interested in doing the business, but I know it was a stretch to buy your products. So would you want to do this IPA challenge and see if we can just help you get a few people to get your products paid for? You're going to learn a lot about the products, and even if you don't want to do the business, it's going to be a great education for you to know what you're taking. Do you see how, like, you can ask, even if they're like, no business for me, you know? I've had 1 or 2 people that are like, you know, I told you I didn't want you to message me ever, ever, ever. And I'm like, okay. And then every now and again, I'm like, hey, just checking in with you because I want to see how you're doing, even though they tell me no. And, you know, and when you do it with kindness, then they're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. Like the other day I said, hey, we have this new CBD. I've been taking CBD. I go, great. Tell me about the CBD you're taking. And she's like, it's pure CBD. I'm like, great. Is it isolate? Is it spectrum? She's like, it's pure CBD, you know? And I'm like, okay, I could see that she takes the CBD. She does not know anything about it, you know, kind of a thing. But because I started asking her about what she responded, no, I'm already taking one. I'm like, great, tell me about it. Like, then she's like, oh, da, 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 and sent me all these messages, you know? And so, you know, so there's a way to even reach out to those people and just be friendly and just be like, hey, I know you said don't contact you, but I wanted to let you know we have $20 off, you know, like whatever it is. Okay. Think ahead of time about their objections and then think why they would still need this. So if you have somebody that's already like, I'm not doing the business, I don't share, I don't have friends, I don't know how to sell, like think about their objections ahead of time, and then you can answer those objections when you invite them to the IPA challenge. Hey, I know you don't want to do the business, but da 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 da, you know, and then answer their objection, okay? Consistently invite and following the system will create activity, excitement, participation, and momentum. And then you want to recognize people for their activity. Like when you have people that are doing it, recognize it. Be intentional in your time. Like we all talked about that. Like if you need to set the timer and be like, I only have 10 minutes for my 3 asks and I'm going to set this 10-minute timer. Well, I guarantee you're going to get them done in 10 minutes because that was your timer. But if you're like, I got to get into my 3 asks, and you sit down and then your kids call you away 25 times and this and that, da, 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 and then like 2 hours later, like never got to my 3 asks, you know, like be intentional, because sometimes like you go to ask that person and I'll go to that page and then like I get sidetracked on something and then I'm like, what was I messaging? Who was I messaging? You know, but if I set that timer, I'm going to be like, I don't have time to look at that. I got to get my 3 asks done and I got to go because I got to go take care of my kids or go do this or homeschool or whatever it is, you know, whatever you got in your life, like be intentional and then you'll get it done. Okay. Work smarter, not harder. Okay. You have the tools you need to move forward and duplicate it down. You will get to a point that you can then put on your own IPA challenge. Like I remember I was thrown into doing those Journey 101s when I was a brand new ambassador because I was one of the first people on Brooke's team, you know, and it was like, okay, Rachel, it's your turn to run that Journey 101. And I learned so much by having to do it myself. And we're on such a great team that like Brooke pretty much does the IPA challenges and the 3D blitzes and everything for everybody. But you can get to a point where you're like, oh, I totally could go to this IPA challenge. I could take it. I can tweak the message, change the pictures for whatever season we're in, turn it into a love you challenge instead of a wobble challenge. And you guys could do an IPA challenge. Okay. And then I wanted to talk to you a little bit about like, you guys are queens. Okay. So queens don't just try. Queens do what it takes. And so when you guys are like thinking about what you're doing and like your goal and whether it should be a ruby, an emerald, a diamond, like picture in your mind, like what a diamond would look like, what a diamond would wear, how a diamond would answer messages, how a diamond would post on her Facebook. And if you like envision yourself, then you're going to do what it takes and you're not going to try. Most people go, oh my gosh, I tried so hard. And you know what you're doing? You're in this pushing energy. But when you're in I do what it takes, you're in a pulling energy and you're going to pull all of those people to you. They're going to be attracted to you. When you reach out, you're just going to have the words. Like in my prayers, I'm like, okay, Heavenly Father, send me to the people that I need to send messages to today. Guide me to, like lately I've been praying to connect me to people who speak Spanish and have connections to Mexico. And I'm like, Heavenly Father, I want to advance my team in Mexico starting in January. Please send me people who have connections to Mexico. okay, I have a list of 6 people I have met in the last 2 months that are like, oh, my husband's from Mexico and we have family in blue, 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 all these cities. Somebody else is like, oh, I speak Spanish. Like I literally have been praying to bring me Mexico connections. Some of them might pan out, some of them might not, but I have no problem messaging that friend of mine, whether she joins or not, and saying, okay, I want to go into Mexico. Tell me about these 5 cities that you have family in. Do you have any family that you think might be interested in earning $100 a month? And like I am preparing myself to go into Mexico. And whether I travel down there or not, or use the Zooms, like Plexus has Spanish Zooms every single week. I think Wednesday night is their Spanish Zoom. And there's the Plexus Worldwide channel, and then there's a Spanish Plexus Worldwide channel. And you can connect anyone to the Spanish one, and their Zooms are live in that Plexus one. So I'm like, okay, Heavenly Father, I got connected to a lady that lives here, has never become a resident. She's still a resident in Mexico, still has her family. Sean's helping him buy a house. And I went with him a couple of days, and and the lady was like, can I go to lunch with you? And like poured out her heart in lunch, you know? And I'm like, boom, we're now connected. And I'm like, what a new connection for Mexico. So God's going to help give you what you need. And so ask him, be like, okay, God, I need to get going in this business. And I've been in a rut. Okay, help me get the energy, help me get the mindset, help me see the people that really need this. Like today, my prayer was intentional. And when I got on Facebook, like the first 3 people were like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I sent 3 messages to those people. Like God provides it in your path. And you just have to open your eyes and see what he's giving you, because he doesn't usually just be like, hey, Katie, here you go. You know, he's like, I want you to knock and I want you to seek and I want you to do the work, but I'm going to put it all there for you. And then you have to be ready to receive it. Because a lot of times God's like sending you stuff and you're like, I can't see anything. I can't see the blessings, and they're there. And so you have to have the energy to receive it. And like the universe has this energy and this power. And sometimes we're like, I want it, but you are pushing everything away, you know? And if you can have your energy be like, okay, come to me. I'm ready. Like I am ready. Send them my way, you know? And so that's why I'm like, okay, I am ready to like rock my team, and I need to put these systems in place so that as we all grow, I can be like, boom, 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 they're in place. We have it for you guys. And like you can duplicate it, because I know I'm shooting for Emerald. And as you get to Emerald, you can't be micromanaging. You have to be able to go, oh, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Okay. Come to the team call, come to the team meeting, do the IP challenge, and then you can duplicate. And I have been sucky at duplicating lately. and honestly, it's hard for me because nobody reached out to me with business. Nobody reached out. Like I was the one that was like, hey, I want it. And then I'm a self-starter. So because I was a self-starter, I couldn't see why other people couldn't get the vision. I'm like, why doesn't she realize this is like the greatest thing ever? Like, does she not know this will change her life? And I couldn't do that. And so I had to do a lot of mindset myself. I've doing a lot of personal growth the past couple months. And so I do encourage you guys, if you've never read the Science of Getting Rich, you still need to read it. Like that was the hugest, that, and then the Outwitting the Devil was the 2 that like started me going, okay, I'm in a better place now. But that Science of Getting Rich, because I realized I wanted the money, but my money vibration and energy was like living in scarcity. And when you believe it, you attract it. So if you're always worrying about paying your bills, your bills are never going to get paid because you're always worrying about it. But if you're just like, you know what, they'll get paid, Heavenly Father. And me and my husband were talking about that yesterday. We're like, why do we worry? God has always provided for us. We have always made it work out. Like we have always, like we've had some stuff that's come up lately and we're like, oh, that's some unexpected, you know, whether it's your car or something else, or, you know, like I have missionaries and all this stuff. And then this other huge thing came and I'm like, oh, wow, we weren't thinking of that. But I'm like, why do we care? God always provides for us. Why do we stress about it? So if you stress about it, you're always going to live in that scarcity mindset, and you're always going to be struggling, and you're always just going to, you know, spend what you make. Everyone knows you make more and then you spend more. So you're always still living in that, like, we got to make more, you know, kind of a thing. But if you're just like, well, don't worry about it, because you'll spend your time worrying about it or you'll spend your time like worrying about other stuff, like worrying about like, how am I going to handle all these people that want plexus? Like worry about the good stuff. What am I going to spend my thousands of dollars on, you know, like you're still worrying. So why not worry about the stuff that's going to like move you forward and stuff. So. Oh, okay. I'll help you get it out in just a minute. So yeah, so me and my husband have this goal that we're shooting for, and I've got a goal like right here. I've got 1,500, and then this red bullseye, because 1,500 is my emerald goal, and then like I have a bullseye. So every day I look at it, I'm like, you are mine. Like you're 1,500 points, you're mine. Like, you know, and I have it here, and I have it here, and then over here I have like a big collage that I put up yesterday of like Hawaii Adventurous Rachel, because I'm like, oh, I need that Hawaii Adventurous Rachel back. And I don't know if you guys have seen the girl, and she's like a girl that's like screaming in the rain, and it's like, remember her, she's like dying to get out. Like I put a picture of me, and then I said, remember me, she's still inside and she's waiting to get there, you know, like let's go get her, you know. And so I put my face on there, you know, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get her, I'm gonna go get that 1,500 points. It's on a target, like it's mine, you know. And like you envision it and you dream it, and then it's going to come to pass, because that's what you're thinking about. Like if you guys all know the mindset, the affirmations, all of that, like that can help you get so far. So that's what I have today on the IPA challenges. So that's our first system, and I'm excited to do these systems with you every single week. And do you guys have any questions on that? No, that was like fire hose, like, you know. So yeah, I will drop this in the thread, okay, and then you can print it out and then save it to your notes, you know. And I've got my notes, that's all my videos that I send to people, and now I'm going to have my notes of all my systems, you know, so in a little folder. So if somebody needs the system, it's right there.
No question. So somebody wants samples, and because this is new to me, they are interested in the 3-day challenge. So how do I, when I go give that to them, like what are some, I mean, just give me some ideas of kind of like what you say to them, or what are you giving them? Are you just giving them the pink drink for 3 days?
So hold on one second. Okay, so we might have to contact Lee, because these aren't on the website, but corporate has them, okay? And then these cute little cards.
Oh, yes, she sent me some. I asked for them.
Yes.
Yep.
So there's some in both of them, okay? I've been sending them with this, because then it gives them a little information on it. And usually what I do is I write a handwritten card, and I say, hey, thanks for doing this. I know you're going to love it. And usually I say, mix it up with your water first thing in the morning. And, you know, and I know you're going to love the 3-day challenge. And I just do a little personal card, you know, like it usually it's like just 2-3 sentences, because then they go, oh, they took the time to like write that. And that's like 99% of it. Now, if I happen to have some other samples, like I have like a sample of the body cream, a sample of Ease, I had a few samples of Active, or I had some information on microbiome or Active, like some of the pamphlets that came when you like very first order it. And sometimes you can go on and get some of the pamphlets. That if I happen to have those, sometimes I'll throw them in, and I'll be like, hey, I wanted to send you a sample of my Ease and it's the body cream and the Ease cream. You can buy a package that has like, I don't know if it's 30 or 50, like the one-use samples. And sometimes I'll send that in there too, and I'll be like, hey, I wanted to send you a sample of a few other products. Now, right now would be a great time to send, hey, I also wanted to send you a free sample of the collagen. But I asked him, like, I want a big bag of samples. I don't want to have to buy the samples in the little 3-packs for like $12, and then it's a $4 sample you're sending somebody. So Lee said that there is a big bag of samples coming out on the 11th with the other new stuff. So I don't know, I'm waiting to see, because I don't want to put 2 little scoops in a baggie. Like I don't think that's professional. So I'm waiting, because I don't have, and I need to just go on and buy a few sample packs of the collagen, so I at least have like 1 or 2 to give to people. But that would be if they do come out with a big bag of the collagen, that you can go, hey, I'm going to throw in a bag of collagen, or I have thrown in the Active. Like, do you guys, when you got orders a couple months ago, they sent the free Active that was on a piece of paper? Did you get an order? Yeah.
Mhm.
I was using those as samples to send with my samples. But like the last challenge, I think I sent out 10 samples. I think I only had this for like 2 of them because Lee sent me them like later. So the first ones, I just take, this is one that's getting ready to go out. I have this and the card is in there, and that's it.
So you don't usually charge them for samples, or do you?
So what I do is I go, hey, it's $10 to join the 7-day challenge. If I have a 3-day and they're like a local person, and I can give them a 3-day challenge, because you can buy it for like $9.99, but if they go on the website, it's like $11.95 or something like that. But I had a lady just the other day, she lives up in Tremonton. She's like, sure. And I said, hey, I'm going to send you the link. You can pick the 3-day or 7-day. I recommend the 3-day microbiome, and or you can try the one with the MetaBurn. And she got the 3-day microbiome and just ordered it off the sample link. Like I usually just send them the sample link. And then they're ordering off your web. And I said, hey, if you order off the sample link, it's free shipping. And so she was like, sure, no problem. And I sent her the link and she ordered it. And so if it's somebody that does not live near you, send them the sample link. And so I have people that are like, well, does this cost? And I go, oh, you can buy a 3-day sample or I'll send you one free. And I have a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'll buy the 3-day pack. We used to do 7-day challenges and you'd sell it for $20. And so that's what, and like a lot of people would be like, oh, $20, no problem, you know? And so I would ship them a 7-day sample for $20. If they'd Venmo me $20, I'd ship it off. It cost me $20 to buy it. And then I spent $2.50, $3 shipping it. But that's what I would have spent sending them a free sample anyway. So,
Okay.
Usually I'm like, oh, I'll ship. And I do everything through Pirate Ship. So you get the bulk pricing online. And
Pirate Ship? What is it?
So it's called pirateship.com. And basically they take all the orders and they have like a big company account. So you're getting a corporate discount. So like if I go to the post office, it costs me like $3.50. But if I ship from Pirate Ship, I've noticed it's like $2.66 if it's local, but like $3.50 if it's clear across the United States. Like I had somebody that was East Coast, and so it was like 50 cents more, but it's cheaper than going to the post office. And Christy, there's a lady at the Clearfield post office. She'll take your envelope and she'll go, sorry, it doesn't go through that thing. And then she charges me like $5. Like, and I'm like, how come you're the only one that upcharges my packages? And Pirate Ship will even pick it up at your door or pick it up in your mailbox. Like if you had a whole bunch of them, you can say schedule pickup. It's on my porch, and and it's the postman. They'll come to your door, pick them all up, and take them. But you just print off a label, and it has a label printer on the computer. I print it on my computer on paper, and then I just tape it on. And it's.
But you already know how much it weighs, though. You have something that weighs.
So I just have one of those little kitchen scales, and what I do is. I measured a 1 sample, a 3-day sample, and a 7-day sample, and then you can save them. So if you're like, oh, I always send out 1 sample, you go to your saved and you pick 1 sample, and it's like, oh, 3 ounces. And for me, a 1 sample and a 3-day sample like is the same cost. And so usually I just pick the 3-ounce one, because then I'm like, oh, I can add a letter or 2 and it's always 3 ounces. And this last time, I even do my packages to my missionaries and everything on Pirate Ship. And if you walk them into the post office, all you have to do is set them on the counter because they're prepaid and you don't have to wait in the long line.
Oh, why didn't I know you before I sent out my missionaries?
Yes. So you don't have to wait in the Christmas lines or anything. Yeah, and you can even say, pick it up on my porch, you know, but a lot of times I'll take it to the post office so I know it goes out. I had one time, like, they didn't pick it up on my porch, so I don't know if they forgot or didn't see it. But yeah, you measure the box, you put in the measurements. So you say it's a box and you put in the measurements, or you just say it's a rigid envelope, and then you just weigh it. So I just have a kitchen scale right here in my office that I just simple weigh everything. And I weigh huge boxes for all my books that I ship to Amazon on there too.
Okay.
Books, and you can even do media mail on there. So if you ever send like if you don't have a letter and you're sending like a package of these to someone, you can ship it media mail because it's considered media. Like
so they do out of the country too. Out of the country.
I think they do, but I have not. I've shipped to Canada, but I've not shipped to other countries. Okay.
So speaking.
Yeah,
so I have Australian friends, and there's a Plexus Worldwide Australia. So do they order from that site, not Plexus Worldwide? It has to be / Australia.
Because then
right?
it'll ship, like Canada has a warehouse in Canada, and Australia, I think, has a warehouse in Canada. So then it ships from that one, I think. Well, I don't know if they have a warehouse in Australia, but yeah, they would still go to your website and they would still click shop, but then they would pick Australia, and then that would like ship it to us. Yeah, be in the Australia, because then it would show them exactly what products can be sold in Australia and what products can't be sold in Australia.
So they can find that on my website. They can pick which country they're in.
I think
Or they have to go to plexusworldwide.com/Australia.
Well, I think if they're just a customer underneath you, they would order from your website and just put in their Australia website. But if they sign up as an ambassador, when they sign up, they pick which country they're from. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if they're just a one-time order as a customer, preferred, or retail, and they would go to your website, click shop, and just do like a normal customer and have an Australia website or address that they're shipping to. But if they sign up, when they put their name in, there's a drop down that's like English, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and they'll add Spanish in there. That like you can like do that.
Yay!
Yeah,
that's good. I have some Latino friends.
Oh, good. Well, and I don't know if you saw, Australia has an incentive program right now that like they can actually earn credits towards airfare to come out to convention next year, because Australia people like pay their own airfare to convention. So it's an Australia only contest right now. That is, they sign up people, they're earning credits that will go towards their airfare. And I'm
sorry, I just want to pop in. There's another incentive going on that for every 3 ambassadors that you sign up that are out of country, you get $250 bonus.
Between now and December.
I need to look. Yeah. But I've been having fun going into groups and getting to know people, moms. That's my target, is moms.
Yep.
I love moms.
Yep. That is my target too. I was going to show you real quick. I made these back when we had P96, and I have a whole bunch of them, but you could still use them with the same flavors. But they were a little recipe card. So it was like a little recipe card I could put in when I sent samples that they would just, and then I would send a sample of either a chocolate or a vanilla P96. And you can buy the leans in their individual packs as samples too. So I did a post yesterday that was recipes with the lean on just my regular Facebook page. Like you could print a few of those up and just like, oh, I'm going to drop in 3 recipes for our new lean shake. And whether you send them a sample of lean or not, like they can use any protein shake with it. You know what I'm saying? But you're sending them something free. So, and so those are some ideas, but most of the time I'm sending a sample and then a handwritten note. That's just like, I know you're going to love it. Like I know you're going to feel so great, and you're going to be signing up. No problem. Like usually I don't even tell people about 6-day money back guarantee. And if I do, I'm like, but nobody uses it because you're going to love your products and you're not going to need it anyway. Like you assume the sale, you assume they're going to love it, you assume they're going to have success, and they will, so. Does
everybody sign up as an ambassador or as a customer? Which one do you guys usually sign them up as?
I always do ambassador.
I always. You make them pay the $39.95 and then you.
Yeah, because retail, okay, so retail of the triplex is $135.99. So you can get it for $140 and be an ambassador, and then every month after that it's only $119. So you just say, hey, I'll take $10 off your thing, and you're still saving $5. Like from now to the end of the month, Brooke's doing $10 off, and I'm doing $10 off 99s or $199 welcome pack. So right there you got $20 off. So to go, it's $135 as a retail, or you can do it as an ambassador and it's only $120 instead of the $140, because you're getting the triplex for $99 the first month. And I have somebody who on Monday signed up as a customer because she only bought kids vitamins, X Factor, and adult vitamins. So if you do have somebody that's not buying 100 PV, do not sign them up as an ambassador. If they're like, I just want to try the vitamin, sign them up as a preferred customer. Okay. And then they have, I have somebody yesterday. She's like, I don't want to sign up with a membership. I hate usernames and passwords. I go, well, if you're a customer, you still have to have a username and a password. She's like, I don't care. I want to be a customer. So I signed up someone last night with the triplex, just a customer. So I always try to get them to be ambassadors, but it can't hurt for customers if it makes them happy. Usually what happens is people sign up as customers. They don't want the commitment. They don't want a membership. They think they're going to have to sell. And then after 3 or 4 months, then you can reach out to them again and go, hey, like, do you realize you could save this amount of money? And then, like, do you know Allison Steed? She was a customer for like almost a year. And she bought like $400 and something worth of stuff from me every month because she was buying for her husband, and her mom. And she's like, I do not want a membership. I do not want to join, no matter what. After a year, I finally reached out to her and I said, hey, I know you don't want to be an ambassador, but do you know that you're spending $450? And if you were an ambassador, it would be like $200. Like, I broke it down and actually added it up as an ambassador, what she was buying. And I'm like, that's like $200 a month. And she was like, boom, sign me up as an ambassador. So now she's an ambassador and she orders every month, you know, like she's been ordering for a couple of years for me, but like in the beginning was like no ambassador. And so I was like, that's fine. And I'm like, why would you be throwing away $200? But for her, I think she just didn't want to be locked into anything. And then after she loved the products, then she was like, oh, okay, I can be an ambassador. And so it's one of those things that sometimes people just don't want that commitment, because with other companies, like, you're locked into an order, you're locked into a contract. You have to call the company and you have to convince them you need to shut it off because they're withdrawing from your bank account every month and they don't want the hassle. So if people want to be or a preferred customer, I go, okay. And then after a couple months when they love the products, then I go, hey, would you love to jump over to Ambassador, and $20 off plus your welcome pack will get you another $350 for $199. And by then they're loving the products. So then they go, yeah, I do want to save. So sometimes it's a mindset thing of like, they just not. Some people have a real bad commitment with giving you social security numbers. So if somebody has a problem and they're like, I don't want to give out my social security number. Why do you need it? I'm like, well, because technically you can make commission. So you're joining a company. Then I go, that's fine. Let's just sign you up as a preferred customer and you don't have to give out your social security number. And I mean, maybe I've had 2 of those people in like the 150 I've signed up, you know, that have like not wanted to give out social security numbers, you know. I have one person that didn't want to do a credit card, and they used to actually, you could do checks, but it took a week for the check to go through. But now I think they just do, I think they do PayPal. They do, you know, credit cards and PayPal. So,
cool. So where's that paper, the onboarding paper, the one that, where are you going to have that? We can pick it up.
So I'm going to put this one in our thread, our messenger thread. I'll just attach it in the thread as a document. So then you guys can download it to your computer. Oh, this is something else I made up that, I mean, it's just on a piece of cardstock, and it says, invite your friends and get 20% off. Invite a few friends to learn about gut health and the fabulous new Joyome skincare products and get 20% off your Plexus order next month. And then I put this in all of my letters that I sent out. Like, you know, so that's something you could do that's like, hey, do you want to learn about the new collagen? Do you want to have a few friends over? I'll give you 20% off your next order. So I think I have a little star at the bottom. It says 20% applies to your next triplex order. So they couldn't order like $700 and have 20% off or something. But like it was your next triplex order, because this got them to go, oh, for 20% off. Yeah, I'll invite 3 friends over and let you come talk to them. You know, like that's something else too. I, in the past, have also done my own little gift card on a little note card like this. I think it was on a piece of paper because I folded it in half and put it in an envelope that was like, hey, you haven't ordered in a while. If you want to try it was when the Joyome came out. If you want to try the Joyome or just put in another order and try some other products, I'll give you $20 off. So the gift card, so it was like a little $20 gift card that I made up and sent to them. So it's one of those things. You can do that to people that you know would love it. Like, I've done that before, where I've had like a sip and see, and I've invited them by mail to like come check out my products. And then I put a coupon with it that's like, hey, here's a gift card for you. If you come to my sip and see, you'll get $20 off if you make an order, you know, kind of a thing. So there's a lot of creative things you can do if you want. sometimes I do, when I do sign up people, like I made a few little gift bags and I just wrapped them up in a little cellophane that had like one of these, a lean, an ease, and a body cream. It was like, hey, thanks for signing up. You're going to love your products. And I just wanted you to know that I'm here for you. And here's a few little samples of some other things that you'll love. Because I'm like, well, they just signed up and they're going to be ordering from me every single month. That like, I wanted to send them a little thank you, you know? And so that's something that you can do. Then what I did is I just ordered a couple packages of samples of everything and then made up like 50 gift bags all at once and just had them in a box. So then as I had a new ambassador, I just would drop it in the mail and I didn't have to go, oh, I got to make that gift bag. Like I just made up a whole bunch in the beginning, you know? So yeah, go ahead.
So quick question. Do you welcome the ambassadors that are underneath you? So not just your level 1s, but like your level 2s and stuff like that. Like, do you send something out to them? Because I've heard that's a really good way to taproot, but at the same time, I'm like, that gets to be really expensive if you're not, you know, if you're not careful.
So I have gone back and forth. I have done down to like level 3 before, and sometimes level 4 if I know that like, okay, I really want to build this relationship with this person. But sometimes if it's like there's 30 this month, then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna only hit my level 1s. So I kind of go back and forth with those. Like if I had a lower month and I only had a couple level 3s and 4s, then I might be like, oh, I can send one out to them. But like on months that like I would have 30 new people every single month, well, then I'm usually just gonna hit my level 1, and maybe my level 2s and 3s, I send out a welcome email. It's like, hey, I'm Rachel Miner, I'm on your team, just to let you know, like you're working with Katie, but I'm here for you. You know, like I've done that before as well, where I go through my back office and I'll send an email out to people who are in my downline. Like at the end of the month, I sent messages out to all your people for like the new collagen, the promo, like the deals we had in email, you know, so.
Because I don't ever talk to like my white lines. I'm like, I talked to a few of my white lines, but some of them were just people that kind of signed up and then they dropped off out of the planet kind of thing. And I'm like, I've got no idea where you went. Like, you need to talk to me more. And so I'm like, I really hope Kimberly's at least talking to these people because I'm not talking. Like, talking to me. So I don't know.
So I did. I reached out to every single white line that had an email in my back office at the end of the month. So they, you know, and the people who had like not ordered in like more than a year, I reached out to them and I said, hey, do you realize you could, you haven't ordered in so long, we can actually restart you up and you can be eligible for a new welcome pack. Because if they haven't ordered in over 6 months, we can cancel their account and then in 48 hours you can re-sign them up and then they can qualify for a welcome pack again. So if
what's so sad is that I actually contacted them about deleting their accounts because the fact they hadn't ordered in so long and they ignore me. And so I'm like, I'm trying to help you save money. It's not like it's not going to take the money out unless you completely took your credit card off.
Yeah, I made a list yesterday and sent it to Lee. Like if you have people that usually after a year, Plexus will delete them off anyway. But if you have some people that like you want to delete off, like I sent a list to Lee yesterday and just said, hey, delete off these people. One of them is somebody that reached out to me and was like, hey, is it too late for the collagen deal? And I was like, no, but you haven't ordered, so let's just cancel your account and re-sign you up. And so she's like, okay, you know, so I added her to the list. So yeah, so you can do that. You can clean out your account, send them to Lee with the numbers. You might want to jot down like their address or information because then you know you can still contact them. And Lee even suggested like when you delete their account, sending them a card and saying, hey, I just want to let you know, it's been such a long time since you ordered that your account's going to be deleted, but I still wanted to share some of the new products with you. And you send them like a thank you for trying it with me and thank you for working with me. And if you're ever ready, try again. Here's a sample of Lean Body Cream and Ease, you know, and Lee's sending them like a thank you for being with me so that even though you deleted their account, they're like knowing you're still there for them kind of a thing. But she's like, you got to go in and write down their address before their account gets deleted because when it's deleted, it's completely gone. It's not just like inactive. It goes away from your back office. So
I prefer for it to be gone because I keep counting them and then I have to like sort through them and I'm like, wait a second, which one is it? And like one of them has talked to me and they say that periodically they purchase and so they leave their account open, but I'm going to re-talk to her because I don't think I've seen her purchase in over a year.
Yeah. Yeah. I go through, I didn't delete anybody that was 2019 that had made an order anywhere in 2000. All of the ones I deleted were like 2018 and before, you know, because yeah, if in February or March they made an order, well, they're still liking the products. They just randomly order and I didn't delete their account. But if you're like, you know, so.
Another question. How do I check my customers? Because I am trying to find how to check my customers. That's part of the reason why I hate signing up customers. I'm like, I've got no idea where to find you.
So when you're in the dashboard and you click on points to see your ambassadors, click on PV to see customers.
I'll click on PV. Okay.
So click on PV and scroll down, because it's gonna like show, you know, like in ambassadors, it shows you your goals at the top and you have to scroll down to see the customers. In PV, it's going to show you your PV. And if you scroll down, then the customers are below
you see the customers along with the ambassadors. Okay.
Yeah, but you kind of have to, well, you don't see the customers with ambassadors. It's only customers when you click on PV.
Oh, that's nice.
Only ambassadors when you click on points.
Okay.
Only customers when you click on PV. But if you clicked on PV and you didn't know to scroll down, then they're below, because it'll have your little pie chart of what your PV is for the month, you know? So if you just went on that screen, you're like, they're not there. You have to like scroll down because it's going to be below the picture that shows up.
I was saying, I've tried clicking on the picture. I've tried switching the screen for the picture. I'm like, I'm lost, people. If you are my customer, I have no idea who you are. So good luck, my friend.
And like, customers are awesome right now to reach out to them and be like, hey, you order this slim. Do you want to sign up for an ambassador, get $20 off, and get the slim and the collagen together? And there's a 99 welcome pack that's slim and collagen. Like, that's a huge welcome pack, you know, kind of a thing. So, because the collagen's like $40. So right there, they're saving like $30, and then you're giving them $20 off. So yeah. But you want to make sure they're going to continue, because if they're only going to order slim, then you don't want to upgrade them. Because it is good to have that PV, because if you have your more than 500 PV, you're making 25% instead of 15%. And that makes a huge difference. If you ever have more like 400 or more PV, you'll actually make more money if you spent $100 and take yourself to 500 PV, because you're going to make like an extra, it's like $125 or $150. So if I'm ever around like 398 or 400 PV and I'm like, I already put my order in for the month, I'll put in another order to hit me to 500, because my paycheck's going to be like 150 more. And then it's like I got that 100 free and I made 50 more bucks, if that makes sense. Like, so like this, like, and that was how I realized I got 2 customers on Monday, because I went in, I'm like, I'm already at like 300 PV. And I'm like, oh, like 3 people signed up. So yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay. I'm excited for this. Like, I'm excited to like get us going again, and like systems, and then like we're all on the same page, and like we're all together with Ohana, and we're all working together. And sure.
Hey, can we post on Ohana, say we have a new person come in and do like a shout out? Can we post in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're okay to do that? Okay.
Yeah. Usually if you had like a whole bunch of people, I would put them all in one post.
Right.
And we used to shout out all the new people all the time, but there were so many new people, and they for sure shout out ranks. But if you have somebody that you're like, oh, she wants to do the business, like, yeah, you can shout them out. Brooke will, like, Brooke has to, there's like, Brooke and I think Lee like approve the posts in there, but they'll always usually approve all of those. And so the only one they don't approve is, I had one girl that went in there and she was like, don't you hate the new flavor of the new Slim? And she's like, why would I ever approve that? Like, no, it's a negative thing. Like, I'm not going to approve that she hates the new flavor of the new Slim. Like, you know, and you do have to watch it, because I have a few people like in the Heal and Be Healthy from Within, that is our product page, that like they get into the page and then they post the friends that do like preacher stuff. Have you ever seen that, where people post like, it's like a preacher in a church and he's preaching? Like, I have to go, yeah. And so I have it that I have to approve posts in there. And so I can go in and delete, and it's like the same 2 ladies, and they post these preachers that preach gospel stuff. And so I finally had to message them and say, hey, you can't post that in here. It's Plexus only, like, you know. So So they do that to just control random people that get added for some reason. But yeah, you can totally, because if you shout them out and people welcome them, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I feel part of this community. And then you put them in the IPA challenge that she runs in Ohana so that we don't have to have separate groups anymore. Like, and you put them in that IPA challenge and you're like, hey, here's a post, read about Slim on here. Like, they're just going to keep learning more and learning more. Yeah, it's going to be, they're just going to like be so much better. Yeah.
What's the name of the 3-day blitz so I know what to put them in?
It's Ohana 3-day blitz !
Ohana 3-day blitz.
Yeah, and you want to wait till
they have
probably Thursday. Yeah, because right now it's still the old one, and they usually clear it out Thursday or Friday when they put the first welcome video in. So
like Thursday-ish?
Yeah, yeah. As soon as I see that they say it's good to put people in, I usually forward it to our page so you guys know you can start adding people. So I have my whiteboard here on the wall, and I just go 3-day challenge, and I put the date next to it because I usually leave a couple 3-day challenges up so that after it, I'm still following up with those people. So I have like October 28th, 3-day challenge, and I put the people underneath there. So as soon as it's up, they're already there on a list. So if you have a scrap piece of paper or something that's like, these are my 3-day people, stick it on your computer. And then, you know, as soon as it's up, you're like, boom, 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 here's my 3 people. And then usually what I do is I copy the address at the top of Facebook. I send it to them in Messenger. And I say, hey, here's the 3-day blitz. You need to click on this and click join so that I can tag you in a post. Because if they never click join, then you're never going to be able to tag them in a post because they didn't accept the invitation. And they're not going to see any tags unless they accept that invitation. So
I have an idea. Tell them that they need to join, and tell them you can't tag them. And once you can tag them, then you send them the samples.
Oh,
right?
Hey, yeah,
but
that's a good one.
The samples before they're in the blitz. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Say as soon as you join, and I can tag you in the first post, that I'll send you your free day, then your free sample. That's a good one because then they're going to do it because they're going to want the free sample.
So that's what Emily Gibson does. She has them pay the $10, and she doesn't send the samples until they click join. But the only problem with that is that the way they have the samples up. So if you're sending it from you, then you can do it differently. But if you're doing it through Plexus, like that's the way I do it, because I'm like, I don't keep anything extra on hand, and so I just take the samples off the website and send it to them. But the way the samples are set up is that really it's cheaper to do the 3 to 5 day business day, or the 3 to 5 business day send, because there's only $5.99 for that, where it's like $5.49, which really is not that big of a difference to do the 7 days. So you might as well just do a 3 to 5.
So you know you can use your own sampling link, and then it doesn't charge shipping.
I had no idea. I thought that when you go into samples, it automatically sends you to your sampling link.
I didn't know that either.
If you go into your own samples, it charges you shipping. But if you go to your sample link and you put in their information, then no shipping. So you have to go to your sample link. Huh?
I've been putting in their information, especially their email, because I want them to get all the emails that Plexus will send them, right? Because they'll still send them.
I don't think they're getting it unless it's from your sample link. Like, so you have to go to your own sample link, put in their information, and that's what puts them on the email, and that's what gives them free shipping. So if you order samples off your own website and you send it to them, you still pay shipping.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So
fix that, because that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Like, why should I have to go into my own? Like, I'm already signed into my own account. Why do I have to go to my own sampling link for that? That doesn't make sense.
I'm pretty sure it has to be because that's where you're getting the free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And
but still, she wouldn't be getting the emails because it'd be going to Katie, right? Emails to Katie.
You put their email in. So when you go to your own sampling link, it'll say a one-time for this person, like a one-time address, don't save it in my account kind of a thing. And you put in their address. And because I've even done that where I put in their address, their email, and then I paid for it. Like I was like, hey, like I did a contest. Who wants a 3-day sample? And I gave away a 3-day sample. So it still was my credit card, but it was their address, their email, their everything. And I sent it, and then it's free shipping. So then you don't pay any shipping because you're ordering through the sampling link, but you have to order through the sampling link to get, well, if you ordered, actually, I think if you did order, you might still be the email. because it comes in the special package. So you probably still got the emails.
Hopefully they do. But my point is though, is that it's so frustrating
Yeah.
because I'm ordering on my own account, and I refuse to have anybody buy samples anymore, because that's the fastest way I lose people. Is that everyone's like, oh, your samples are too expensive. And I'm like, okay, hold please, first of all. But at the same time, I can understand where they're coming from, where why would you invest $20 in, or $8 or however much in these samples whenever you don't know if you're going to like it. So what's the point of investing so much money when you're buying like 3 sticks of it, you know, and then you have all this extra product if you don't like it that you bought?
Yeah, that's why I usually just do one. I usually just do one and
send it to them in the mail.
Yeah.
Do you tell them to wait to take it until the challenge starts, or do they can just take it when they get it?
I usually say, I usually just say mix it with some water, because I usually send it just a couple days before the challenge. So usually they don't get it till the first day or the second day, because usually it's like the last couple days before the challenge. Hey, who wants to be in the challenge? And they say yes. And I get it in the mail, and then it's over the weekend. So sometimes last challenge, some of them didn't get it till the second day or even the third day. So I let them take it when they first get it. Yeah.
So I gave a local friend a sample, 2 samples. I gave her the Hunger Control and the regular Slim, just because I'm like, some people like one better, so feel free to taste them both, kind of thing. Anyway, so I gave her a sample of both, and I told her, you can either wait to start the 3-day challenge, or you can do it now and then go in the 3-day challenge just to get a little extra info, kind of thing.
Yeah, because you can put people in the old one and they can always go through and read them. So yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. I did not realize they kept it up a long time, and they just.
So if you have somebody that's on an off week, you can go, hey, we had this 3-day challenge. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tag you in a post each day. And even though they're all in there, just go tag them in day 1. And then the next day, tag them in day 2. And then the next day, tag them in the day 3. Because they leave up the post till the next challenge.
Yeah, but the way I get most people is by telling them that they have the chance to win products.
Yes.
So I'm like,
yeah. If it's close to the next one, then I wait. Oh, go ahead, Christy.
Oh, no, I just wondered, so you'll know that they're in the challenge because if you can't tag them, they're not there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, if when you type in their name, it doesn't do a drop down and let you pick their name. They did, but you know you put them in there, then they have not clicked join. If you go back into the invite and you type in their name, it'll tell you this person's already been added, but then you can't tag them. So usually at the end of the first day, like the morning of the second day, I'll be like, hey, were you able to get in there? I noticed that you hadn't joined yet. Do you need me to call and help you walk it through? You know, because I know they haven't done it, but sometimes it's just they forgot, or, you know, and so I try to remind them, like, and so then at the end of the second day, I'll be like, hey, you don't want to lose your chance to win that $50 gift card. And then last time, 3 of the people then jumped in because I said, don't you want a $50 gift card? So, and Brooke's doing it a little bit different now. Like she's giving them points every day for commenting. So you kind of keep track of your own people. Like you go in there, you're making sure you're commenting on their posts, and then you just kind of keep your list and be like, so what I do is like I have my list of people, and then when they're in there, if they actually, like I mark them if they're in there, I mark a line next to them if they haven't joined yet. And then when they start commenting, I put a little circle, like a little green circle next to their name. So I know those are the people that are actually actively participating. So then what happens is if you get people that actively participate, at the end of the challenge or whenever the contest ends, you send me their names and then be like, this person participated, she got 60 points. This person participated, commented a lot, would really love to afford it. This person participated, got 100 points. This person joined and had one person join, so she got the free backpack. It was Lolo gym bag or whatever. And you keep track of that, and then you're going to send that to me, and then I send it to Lee, and Lee sends it to Brooke. Like you always send everything to your upline, and then your upline will turn it in, and then they can do the drawing for the prizes. So yeah.
How do you keep points? I don't understand the points.
So in this last one, Brooke did it that if they commented every day and participated, they got 20 points. So if somebody like at the end of the 3 days would automatically get 60 points just for commenting, and you had to have 50 points, and then you got put in the $50 Amazon gift card. If you got 100 points, then you got put in for a $100 gift card or something like that. And she gave away gift cards. And then she had it that if you bought a welcome pack, then you got like an extra 50 points. And if you bought a $199 welcome pack, you got an extra 100 points. And then you also got prizes. Like if you had one person join with you, you got a gym bag. 2 people join with you, you got like a Kodak Fuji camera, like one of those like ones that like the picture comes out. What am I?
Not panoramic.
Yes.
What is
They're the Instax cameras.
Yes, I couldn't think of it. Yeah, like you got the Polaroid.
Yeah.
You got a Polaroid camera, and if you did like 3 people, I can't remember, was it a Lululemon gift card or something? I don't know, but she gave those away. That you got points plus you got a prize if you actually like had a friend join with you, you know, so it got you sharing.
Join at the end, because that's my problem. I never know when to talk to them afterwards, where I'm like, are they supposed to contact me or am I supposed to contact them?
They're starting Tuesday too, not Monday, because of the holiday.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what she did is so Emily did this in, was it the challenge or the call last week, and she talked about like she reaches back out to the people during the challenge, and she's just like, hey, what did you think of day 1? Tell me whose testimonial today like you love the most. So you're asking them a question about the post instead of just going, hey, are you doing the challenge? You know, like, because you know if they're doing it or not, you know if they're commenting. But if you go back in and message them and you say, hey, which person did you, because I think it was day 2, they put like a post and then had all these posts of like, this one had lupus, this one had arthritis, this one had this. Like, which testimonial, like, did you love the most? Like, which one did you resonate with? Which one do you feel like would help you the most? And then, like, day 3, you know, it was like, which combo would you want to start with? And she gave a whole bunch of different welcome packs. And so it was like, which add-ons would you want or something like that. So then I messaged them personally and I was like, hey, I saw that you said you'd love MetaBurn. The variety welcome pack would be great if you'd like to try that. Are you ready to order? Like that's literally how I reached out to my people each day. Like which product did you like best today? Like, did you watch that welcome video? Like something that was in that IPA challenge that blitz that day that you can go, I'm going to comment on any of their posts, but then I'm going to private message them and just be like, usually my first day is like, hey, did you get your sample in the mail and did you have a chance to try it? What did you think of the flavor? Like, I just asked, what do you think of the flavor? You know, and then day 2 is like, hey, and I'd ask them, which prize would you want to earn? You know, so I'm not like, you ready to buy? I'm like, so that I can see if they're commenting and they're like loving it and stuff. Then on the last day I say, hey, this would be good in this package. I'm giving you $20 off. Are you ready to order? You know? And then if they say no, then you go, okay, what's holding you back? Like, can we talk on the phone or whatever? Or you could even say, hey, do you have time today for me to call you? Like your main goal should be getting them on the phone. And that's what I'm working on. I hesitate getting people on the phone because it's so much easier to go, are you ready to order? Than to go, hey, do you have 10 minutes? We could talk. And I did that this morning. I reached out to somebody and I'm like, hey, going back and forth into text is kind of hard. Do you have some time today for me to talk? She's like, I'm at work. How about after 4:30? I said, great. So I went into my phone. I put a reminder in there at 5 o'clock. I'm like, call Trish, you know, and so that I could like get her on the phone. So, and then when they're on the phone, you're going to ask them questions like, how would this make you feel? Like, what are you struggling with? How would it make you feel to not have to have that anymore? Okay, what would your life look like if you didn't have to struggle with this issue anymore? Okay, tell me how it would feel if you had $500 extra. Like you're talking to them about emotions. You're not talking to them about like ProBio 5 has this, BioCleanse has this. You're talking about usually. It's like how would that make you feel? How would that change your families if you had $500 a month? Like how would it change your life if you didn't struggle with sleep issues and have headaches all the time? You know.
Yeah. Can you put the questions in the chat? I always forget to copy and paste those into my.
Yeah, I have them written down. Oh, right here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Why is that important to you? You know, like how would that make you feel? Like those are the kinds of things. So yeah, I'll write them down.
I had 2 people reach out to me yesterday by just doing a curiosity post, and I said nothing about plexus. Nothing about plexus. I just did stories, and I just did I found a bunch of stock photos like.
Oh, I saw them. I copied them so I could use them later.
You did? I did a woman holding a baby and, like mom stuff that we all do.
Yeah.
Just moms. And there was a child with a grandma. And I just said, like I made a story out of it.
Yeah, because it was like, who has autoimmune issues you'd want to talk about or something, or how would it be to sleep better or something. I can't remember what you put.
Have you ever felt like you didn't have enough energy? And then another story, like it would just, you'd have to scroll through it. You'd have to push for the story to keep going, and then, or it would just play. But yeah, have you ever felt like you're constipated and there was a lady kind of on the floor, like in the bathroom holding a child? You know, have you ever felt like I crossed out constipated, like, and then I put something of, and then I did a picture of me and my husband, and I just put something about if you'd like more information to how to get your health back or whatever, yes, click yes or no. So it was like a poll. And so then I had people either say yes or no, and then I just did like a finale kind of thing, like about, you know, starting today to feel better. You know, like you have to do something today to feel better than yesterday, kind of thing. And I had one person reach out to me on Instagram because I did them on both. And I said nothing about plexus, and I do have in my feed and Instagram, it says I have Hashimoto's, and I do a lot. I love to cook, so I do a lot of like cooking, and like people know that I have Hashimoto's. And so I had one lady say, hey, I have Hashimoto's too, what are you doing, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I have nothing on plexus. I've even blocked all of the people, all the groups I follow on mine. It doesn't show anything about plexus. I follow plexus people, but they can't see it. And I think that's helped to just, it's like providing curiosity. Like people want to know, how come you're feeling better? Why do you have more energy? Why is your gut getting healed? And they just want to know what you're doing. Because if I said plexus, you know what they're going to do? They're going to hop on Google, and whatever Google says, it's going to say MLM or da 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 da, and they're going to like get whatever they want to take out of it.
But do you actually, have you looked at the Google reviews for like plexus in general? Like there's a lot of really good ones, but there are some people, like apparently there have been ambassadors that have done super shady things, and so like the person that the ambassador ended up kind of being shady with will go on and will put a bad review on there, and then they end up messing up the information because they're not looking at everything, and they took the information to the doctor, but the doctor's not a holistic doctor, it's just a regular doctor, and so they don't know the products very well. Like my OB told me, they were like, he's like, I'm not a holistic OB, so I don't know what you're like, it looks good to me, but I don't really know about it. I can't tell you whether or not it's good.
When I first started, there was some bald guy that was like, did this horrible plexus review.
That's my cute dad calling me.
Oh, you're fine. I was gonna say, if you looked up every company, he had a review with every single company, and he did it for people watching him. So, hey, do you need to hop off to go see your dad or to go talk to your dad?
Oh, he's calling me from North Ogden.
Oh, okay. So
anyway, I think that really helps provide curiosity. And then I found out yesterday too, like in Facebook, if you do a post, and I don't know, everybody's different, but because I am really hold dearly my, like, from being salesy and attacking all my friends and neighbors and people I know, and they usually hop on because they want to see something about my kids, because that's what they do, or my family, what I'm up to, and I have people, you know. But so usually when I find somebody, so what you can do if you find a new candidate, you can put them in a new group in Facebook. So when you post, they can only see that. If you're going to do something plexus, you can have only those people, your prospects, see what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Want to announce it. I don't know if you knew that. So you can announce it to everybody, and maybe eventually I'll feel that way. But so far, that's just my personality. I'm very like.
So I did that, and I had plexus group and a non-plexus group. So is what I had a group. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to do it too. So when you add them as your friend, you just go into their friends and you organize them, and it will go into your feed as if you want, however you want to label them. So that when you post something, you can decide who sees that post. Does that make sense?
So I don't actually post a lot of stuff specifically about plexus unless they're coming out with like the launches a lot of times. I don't like even posting about the challenges or anything like that. I like to post about my life and just say vitamins, or just say, you know, like, because believe it or not, like, I don't ever say anything about it, and it's just posting about my life, because people on my Facebook don't really care. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of MLM people on my Facebook from MLMs, and I don't think it really bothers anybody, just because I don't ever mention Plexus. I take Plexus out of everything. And I also, well, at least that I can, like, that I can remember, you know, I try to take Plexus out of everything. And then I just make it as relatable, and I just say, like, this company or these products or my vitamins and stuff like that. So that way I'm not feeling salesy. I'm feeling like this is just my life, and this is
right.
how, you know,
Right. Like I took a screenshot this morning, and I'll probably post on my story. I'll say, look at these awesome women I get to hang out with at work today, or something, you know. Like,
yeah.
So you just make them curious. They're like, well, what in the heck is she doing? like and then they'll ask you, and then you can like share. Like, so you know what I mean?
Yep.
But it's just keeping people curious, and from looking on Google, like, because you want them to get the right information. Sometimes, you know, you don't want them, you know, never reaching because they've done their own research, you know. But then, you know, some people do really well with it. I know, you know, I think as I build my business, I think I might get a little more comfortable about posting. But I think Facebook does have like a law too. Don't they put you in Facebook jail if you do too much like selling kind of stuff?
If you actually like sell, yeah, you can have your account shut off. And there are Plexus people who have had, yeah, like if you're saying like actual like selling products, yeah, your personal account can be shut off. Like I had mine shut off a couple years ago because somebody hacked it and put porn on it, and I was like, oh, you know, kind of thing, and it got shut off. I had to create a new one because Plexus would never bring it back up. So and somebody had to message me and like go, do you know this is, and I was like, no, and then a couple hours later they shut it down. But I have heard of people that do get it shut off, and some of them are legit and some of them are not. Some of them are like, that should not have been shut off, you know, which is why, yeah, like I have posted about the collagen, but normally I try to take out Plexus. And so usually what I do is after that launch, I'll go back and delete out posts. So then like if people went through my feed later, then they're not on there. So,
I need to be better about that, because I always forget to go back, because there are some times where I know for a fact I've said something about Plexus and like their deals or whatever. Like there's no point in keeping those posts up forever.
No. So if I copy and paste somebody's testimonial, usually I'll go to the Plexus word and change it to say supplements, gut health, like those kinds of things too. But like I copied your story, Christy, and then I usually save it and do it like later so that, you know, because you know some people are like, they share the same, and then you see the same, and it's like, I don't want the same, but this is good. So I like saved a couple of your pictures. I'm like, oh, I'll use those later.
Well, I saw a blogger do that does Plexus, and she does that, and she keeps her feed really pretty. Hers is because of what she does, but she'll even do a post, and she does a lot of stories, but then she'll erase them. So like she'll do a post and then it'll be there for a day, and then she'll get it off because it doesn't go with her theme. And then because hers is all about lifestyle, which Plexus is part of her lifestyle, but it doesn't kind of go with what she's trying to teach or have people follow her for. So, and then her stories, stories capture people's hearts. So just like telling a story about, what the thing does for you, and then people kind of, they want that, or they're like, well, what is this thing? They get curious. It's a curiosity post. You just, and then they kind of start reaching out to you. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I just think it's funny you're talking about the fact that you have Hashimoto's and stuff like that, and I can't help but think to myself sometimes, I wish I had something wrong with me so I could post about something. All I can say is
you have kids, you have a military, you're a military wife, your husband's been blown up, okay? Like that right there. Like you got a husband that's been blown up. Like
you gotta talk to women at work. I mean, you can talk about the work aspect.
You homeschool, like, you know, you got a lot.
You gotta be there for the holidays while you're working.
I'm just saying, like, that Plexus can help with. Where I'm like, I just wish I could be like, because of my thyroid, I'm so excited that, you know what I'm saying? And I saw your post about that the other day, and I was like, oh, I could use that. And then I was reading through it, I was like, oh, no, I could use it, but I definitely have to change a lot of it. So never mind.
Then you just say, my friend Christy, boom, and you do. And you
or like I didn't even put anything about me in the post. I just put like have you ever felt like you needed more energy, and then did a picture.
Yeah, it wasn't anything personal on that.
Yeah, so it was and then I did do a picture of my husband and I with a yes or no, you know, because a lot of people know my husband too, and I thought, oh, you know, attaching that tag or whatever. So So people did, and I had teenagers say no. I only had teenagers say no, they didn't want to know. I was like, what? Get over here.
And I have gone in, and I know that you can see who sees your story, and I've messaged them, but I didn't realize you can message them from the story, and when you do, it will pull up the thing that they like viewed on their reply. So like if you're like, hey, that's a great recipe, like, and they replied from the story, then it'll take that recipe in there and be like, hey, thanks. Like I did do that on the collagen, because I did post about the new collagen. So everyone that viewed it, I sent a direct message and was like, hey, thanks for viewing my story. Would you be interested in knowing more? And I got quite a few like, no, I was just watching your story. But I actually got 1 or 2 yeses that I sent information to.
That's awesome.
So I didn't realize.
I suck at following up on my stories. Like,
yeah, I did not realize that. So
people are watching stories way more than your feed. And then here's another trick, you guys. Before you post on a story or on your feed, and you should have your stories going all the time because it just brings more people in. But and it can be something simple. But just like Monday, I try to have like a theme now. So like Motivation Monday. So Monday is my motivation something. Thursday is Throwback Thursday. So I'm going to follow up with people or whatever. So
you should watch the Emily Gibson, or not Emily Gibson, Emily Roberts video. She has like Motivation Monday, Testimonial Tuesday. What is it? Wednesday?
Yeah, it really helps me because I need this box.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be fun.
But so this is the trick. So before you post, you go and you start talking to all your friends, liking their stuff, but you can't just like them. You have to say stuff, and like you have to say something about like, oh my heck, that looks so fun, or your kids are darting or heart or whatever. I'm a big emoji person, so there's like stuff out there, kissy face, whatever. So then you do that for like about 5-10 minutes. And then you put your stuff out, and you can even pre-plan your stuff, like what you're going to put in there in this amazing site called Trello too. So anyway, you like, and then put your story in, and then after you do your story or your post, then go back and mention to people, go through, scroll for about 10 minutes at a timer so you don't get distracted. And then you will have more people being able to watch your feed because of how Facebook has it set up.
Yeah, I love that. And sometimes I forget, and then I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to go in there.
It's like the algorithm thing, whatever. So that brings more people to watch your stuff.
That's awesome. I think Katie got dropped off.
I think we got talking too long.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go. Do you have any more questions? Do you have any more questions? No? Okay, cool.
I think I'm good. You're going to send that paper, right?
Yeah, I'll send the paper. I'll put in the quotes, and then, I think those were the 2 things. So cool. Now, Trello lets you pre-do your stories too, don't they?
Yeah, so Trello, that's how I'm trying to organize all my prospects and stuff, because I feel like I'm a mess and I need to organize somehow.
Oh, that's not your posting.
You can do your posting. Yep, you can put your posting. If you do like a podcast or anything like that, you can organize it, and you can organize your people.
Oh, okay.
So like, I just feel like mine's a mess. But Facebook, that is the nice thing, because you can put them in a category. Like, these are people I'm still wanting to reach out to. So they're already kind of categorized in Facebook.
Yep.
I just have to have something. Like, I made this gold digger girl.
Oh, yeah.
It's a worksheet, but it gives me focus so that because how my mind is, I'm like OCD or something. Like, I need focus. So this gives me a rundown. Okay, I need to post. I need to post on Facebook. I need to post on Instagram. I need to check notifications, add 10 new friends today. And anyway, I've been learning about learn something new. Like, I learned about how to always having new leads all the time, even if you don't know them. So just learning something. And then mine I broke down into the morning, and then I did the evening. My kids are like more wound down.
Oh yeah,
because my day gets hairy once the school bell rings.
Yeah, your kids got clogging and dance and like tons of stuff, don't you? Like, Yeah, you're driving them all over.
Wrestling, volleyball. So anyway, that helps me, and it's Monday through however long, and then I can like check it. I'm like, okay, I did my, like you said, the 3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, okay, now I can move on for my day.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. And it feels good because then you're like, woo, if I get back to it, great. If I find extra time, great. But if not, like I got it done for the day, and then I can like enjoy my day and not stress about like, oh, I didn't reach out yet. So yeah.
Because when I didn't have this, my mind's like, well, I just kept wandering. I felt like I was wandering. There's so much. But that's just me.
Yep. Well, and I don't know if you guys downloaded the 60 last days that I posted in there. I think it was Sunday. It's like the last 60 days. Brooke made this, and this is what she sent to everybody who paid to go to her Align retreat. But it's awesome. Like it even has Sunday on there, like talk with your family about their goals for the week and this and that. And then that has some daily like things like the calendaring to like if you're a time blocker and stuff like that. And then it has calendars, but it has like all these things to like work on daily and stuff like that. So if you want something like that to like get you going the last 60 days, that I posted that, I think it was send it in the thread, the messenger thread too. So
okay, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, all these things like you can even upload that, Christy, if you want to share that. Like that's a good one because it was a 1-page paper for the week, right? Like, so cool. Okay. I think this has been an awesome like 2-hour 2-hour call. It's been awesome. We missed Power Hour, but go watch the recording later. So I think that we just did an awesome Power Hour ourselves. So now
and that's on Ohana. That's on Ohana.
The Power Hour.
Yeah.
It's a Zoom link, but yeah, it's on Ohana. And so Phyllis did it today. And so usually an hour or two after the recording, she'll post the recording in the comments of the post for the day. So if you go look for today's Power Hour, she posted it this morning. She'll put the link of the recording in the comments. And
okay.
If they post it on one of the threads I'm in, I can like put it in our group as well. So cool. Okay. Love you guys. Okay. Talk to you later.